Hello and welcome to another video. I'm sorry it's been a long time, but this was one of my latest acquisitions. It's a Hallicrafters worldwide portable radio, and the model number was TW-2000. It is missing some parts of the case. It should have a wraparound front here that comes down, which would then get pivoted back to reveal the dial, and the back of the lid would have a map of the world. I can't really describe it as being portable, and that's what it is. It's described as an 8-band portable radio. As it stands, this one weighs 21 pounds, so it's more like carrying around a suitcase of your gear and stuff like that. You know, it's quite a bit of weight. I picked it up from a British Vintage Wireless Society meeting at Goulburn. Unfortunately, it is the clearance from a deceased member. Family and friends were clearing his gear off, and this was for sale along with lots of other equipment. It came at a very cheap price towards the end. Nobody was picking it up. It was actually just there for clearance, really. The front had been smashed. It had taken a big knock here on the brass trim, so this was smashed in, which then took out all the glass, so the glass was smashed. But a bit of work with a rubber mallet and a new piece of glass from a framer's, and that's almost as new. Controls are very basic. This one is a band change. That's all that does, is move the band change. I don't know if that's visible on the dial. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you might be able to see it. There is a red band here which moves up and down, or a long wave gives all the little windows here full of a yellow band. So I'm not quite sure if that's visible in the screen. This one is the on-off and tuning, and at the front here we have tone controls, bit more bass, or basically reducing the top, click ideal for voice, alto a little bit higher up, and treble. As I say, the model number is a TW-2000. It's a battery transportable, battery and mains. Let me turn it round. Pull down the back and tilt it back up a little bit so you can see. I don't know if you can see much inside there. Let me see what the camera's seeing. Try to. I've built up a battery pack at the present time. I tend to test all these battery portables on batteries only, so pardon me with my 10 PP3 batteries and 6 1.5 volt dry alkalines there to give 90 volts for the HT and 9 volts for the heaters. The heaters of these battery valves are run in series. It's got a whip antenna that stands at just over 5 feet. It's got a ferrite rod antenna for the medium wave and long wave bands. It's got provisions to plug in external, aerial and ground connections. These are just 2 lugs I've put on myself. It should have what's called a Skyrider antenna that would sit in the back of the case here, and cable to go with it. And the idea was, if you was out travelling, say in a train or on a boat or something else like that, you could unplug this internal antenna, plug in the Skyrider antenna into the socket there, stick it on the window, and still get coverage of, say, the medium and long wave bands. Although I think I'd find that a little bit unusual. This model has got a 240 volt mains plug, and that's because of this little unit, which is an extra unit for it, which has got a balance resistor inside there and another, I think, selenium rectifier, which allows it to go up to 220 volts AC, or depending on the switch position here, 220 volts DC, or 110 AC or DC. So it will run on mains, and I have tried it on mains. It's just that I tend to, while I'm carrying things around or trying things and I've got my hands in the radio, I tend to use batteries, hence the made up battery pack. And I can't find the right connectors for it, so I've still got the connector that was on the end of the. When it's used on batteries, it should have the mains plug, which is 2 straight pins plugged in the back here, but because it's got a 13 amp plug on it, I've used a quick adapter to switch over behind here from mains to batteries. It's got 5 valves in it, all American style battery valves. It's got a 1U4 as an RF amp, a 1L6 as an oscillator and mixer, which is tucked away behind there, another 1U4 as the first IF amp. It's got a 1L6, which is a first detector in audio, first audio stage, and tucked in behind the big smoothing cap there is a 3V4 audio output valve. It's got a nice big 5" by 7" speaker, which gives quite a good thing for itself. It's even got a 1/4" jack here for headphone listening. What I do find strange about this one is all the pictures show these as being a hole there, so you can put your finger in to pull it out, to open this up, and you can bring cables through this back socket. This one, I don't know if it's ever been recovered, if this is original or not, but there's no hole there, hence I've put some insulation tape on so I can open it up easily by doing that. As I say, it is a heavy portable radio, hence why I've got a cover on the table for this. Back in the centre, near enough. Let's see, battery valves are quite instant on turn on, there's no warm up periods with the valve, so it's virtually like a transistor radio turning it on. If I go to go to the medium wave band.
Should we be led to believe that, alright, it's got slightly a ripacity at the moment, but I mean, just how much
Probably 5 live
is going on there just now? We're obviously eyebrows.
Quite a strong signal in this neck of the woods for 5 live.
3dB.
One there. Local Asian station. It is directional with the ferrite antenna. Not keep it on any station, as I don't want to get any points against me.
Worked out this is from the song James K. Polk about the 11th US president. Listen carefully. It says by Might Be Giants.
That's a medium wave band. If I switch it over to the long wave band, you should have radio 4.
I'm in my kitchen and living room. It's a small area compared to the hospital, where I could zip about the corridors, the day rooms and the garden.
I doubt if I'll find anything else at this time of day. No, sometimes during the evening you can get, I think it's a French station coming on. If I lift up the whip antenna, the whip antenna is about 5 something feet long. It's about 5.5 feet long. I can't put it up to the full length inside the room because it hits the ceiling. but we'll go to, I don't know, the 17 metre band. Sorry, 17 megs band, or the, let me think which one is this, 16 metres.
Cette année, les saisons se sont inversées, du moins en Roumanie, car après un été qui a démarré le plus beau des dernières années, en Roumanie,
want a new product, and also with passengers. Let's not forget the passengers. That you know, a lot of people don't like flying on the 737 MAX, and one can understand their reasons. So again,
this is not bad for what is presently the whip antenna, which is probably at about 4 feet. So not a bad little receiver.